Smith and Nelson in the morning on 94.9 KYSS FM.
Dana's country leader, 94.9 KYSS FM. Smith and Nelson doing it for the morning. Chilly morning. We're in the 20s. And not going to get a whole lot better. See a high today only in the low 30s. About 33 expected for Missoula. Maybe even some snow flurries. A little bit left here kind of for the morning hours. Good news, I would say, is that we don't have the wind that we had yesterday.
That's nice. Yeah, walking home yesterday, just getting out of my car and going into my house, it was just like, this is rough. This is terrible.
It just made it so much chillier.
Yeah.
I went outside last night doing something just outside the house. It was like 9 o'clock last night, and I literally was like, wow, this is the nicest it's been all day. Usually you're getting colder at night or whatever, but it was because the wind had stopped. It was so much more bearable. So.
There was one moment I left the house to go take out the garbage, and it was like a fight to get to the garbage can and then come back. It was intense.
So that's the good news. Doesn't seem like we'll see the winds here today that we saw yesterday. All right, it's your Tuesday. Appreciate you getting the morning started with us. Depending on when your morning started.
Yeah.
Hopefully not way before your alarm was supposed to go off, like one Mike Smith.
That was the case with me today. Yeah. No. Today. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning, which normally I wake up at like 4:30. Like that's my first alarm goes off, and then I sleep a little bit more.
You're one of the multi-alarm setters.
Yes, I set my first alarm at 4:30. I officially get out of bed at 5:05. So I have like several alarms that go off in that half-hour period. But today I was sleeping. I was having a great sleep. Hadn't woken up once the entire night, and then at 3:30 in the morning. My phone started ringing, and my phone was like across the room.
Because you set the alarm on your phone, and then you purposely leave it across the room.
Exactly, yeah. So that I have to get up and sort of wake myself up as I am doing it. It like transitions myself out of sleep. But my phone was across the room. It started going off at like 3:30 in the morning. So immediately I'm like, man, what is this? Like you said, you
think emergency.
Yeah, you jolt out of bed. You're thinking like, is it my mom? Is it my brother? Like, what's going on?
Nelson calling to say he's out again.
Yeah. That's definitely something that could have happened. So I went over there and I saw my phone and it said no caller ID, which meant it was a spam call.
At 3:30 in the morning.
At 3:30 in the morning, I got a spam call that woke me up, got me out of bed, and I saw that, and I was like, and I shut my phone off and put it on silent, and then put my phone down, and then I just laid in bed for like an hour and a half because at that point I was trying to go back to sleep. I had my eyes closed. I was just laying there and thinking about sleep. But I wasn't actually sleeping anymore.
That's the worst. when you come to enough that you start having clear thoughts.
Yeah.
Then you've shaken yourself out of that sleep that you were in.
Exactly. Especially when you jolt out of bed to try to answer a phone you think might be an emergency. Kind of like it sets you off. And so I was just kind of laying there awake, and I feel like I was finally starting to drift off back to sleep a little bit. By the time my alarm actually went off. Yeah. Oh. So I theoretically could have gotten here earlier because I was just I was awake, but I spitefully stayed in bed until my alarm actually went off at the time that it was supposed to be 5:05.
Man.
And then got in the shower and stuff. But,
I hope that's not a new thing where calls are going to be coming in at crazy hours.
I hope not. Yeah.
I probably get at least, I'd say daily. You could probably write me down for 2.
Yeah.
Spam calls, my warranty's expired,
right?
Whatever it might be, but they're all decent hours of the day. Oh,
they have the decency to be.
They better not be stretching into the early morning hours.
Yeah, no, that's a step too far for sure. That was definitely not the ideal way to start my morning for sure. So hopefully, I may have to take a nap or something later in the day just to balance it out a little bit.
Do you ever wake up? Something like that. It sounds like you kind of had the thought of oh my god, this could be an emergency.
Yeah,
what's happening? Something like ever hear anything on your phone where you get up and you have just no idea what time it is? Is it morning? Is it night? What's going on?
Oh yeah,
everybody does. But,
yeah,
but is that? Do you do it normally? My wife, anytime we wake her up, it's just what is it morning? Is it night? What?
Yeah, no, it's happened to me before. Yeah,
it happened last night. She laid down with our youngest daughter, and I was kind of finishing some things before getting into bed. And I went to go, after our daughter fell asleep, I went to wake her up, and she, kind of shake, and it's then she opens up and she's just staring at you who are her mind's thinking, who is this? What are we doing?
Right.
Oh, I know you. Okay. Oh, and then then she's like, is it morning? And I was laughing. I was like, it's like, no, it's like 9:45.
Yep.
Is it night? Yes, it's night. It's like 9:45 at night. But I just crack up because, I mean, once in a great while, I'll wake up on a Saturday and be like, oh my gosh, it's work.
Right.
What time is it?
Yep, that happens to me too.
Oh, it's Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like,
you settle down a little bit.
but it's like anytime I have to wake her up, it's just like, what time is it? What day is it? What year? Have I been hibernating for a year and a half? What's going on? I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. That's a little rude awakening for your morning.
Definitely, yeah.
Smith and Nelson in the morning on 94.9 KISS FM.
The Nelson in the morning. It's Montana's country leader, 94.9 KISS FM. Nashville news on the way with your Music City 60, including winners from last night's CMT Awards. First, a weather check with a high in the low 30s for our day. 33, 34, right in there for Missoula today. Chance of these early morning snow flurries. They should disappear by the early midday. Next couple of days, we'll do upper 30s for your Thursday tomorrow or your Wednesday tomorrow. Sheesh.
Oh, yeah.
I wish.
You're jumping ahead.
I wish. For our Thursday, a high around 40 and then upper 40s by Friday. So the bad news, we bottomed out. It's like the coldest day we're going to have. Good news is we're going up the next few days.
It's uphill from here.
Weather check for the morning brought to you by Claim Jumper Casino.
That's right. Great food and entertainment come together at the Claim Jumper Casino, 3021 Brooks, Missoula, next Southgate Mall.
I went over to CANdemonium at the
You
mall
checked it out?
yesterday. I went and checked it out yesterday at the mall. Saw this, you kind of wrote a story about it last week saying it was back. And I saw there was like the one picture that had kind of like this UFO looking thing. And
yeah, UF food, I believe they called it.
Yes, UF food. And it's like a space theme this year.
Right.
And I thought, man, that picture looks pretty cool. I gotta go check this out.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of lunch hour. Went over to the mall, walked around a little bit yesterday, and kind of saw the different canned good creations over there. Some fun stuff.
Yeah.
And when you walk around, you're just like, wow, this is cool. How do you even get started? Building this.
Right.
Have the plan to lay this out and put this together where it doesn't just topple over.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's why they have architects and engineers do it and not radio DJs, right?
Exactly. There's some cool stuff to go along with the space theme, spaceships and rockets.
Yeah.
There was one of Marvin the Martian.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Marvin the Martian, Baby Yoda.
You can't do anything space themed these days without Baby Yoda being in the mix.
Of course, Baby Yoda's in there. You got Wally, a couple of cool movie characters and stuff. Other things. There's a Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon can thing. Some really cool, just innovative designs that I wouldn't have thought of when I first heard the idea of space themed can sculptures, right?
And it's one of those things where it's like you can see the pictures and it's cool, but then when you're actually standing in front of it, you're like, wow, this is so much better to
really
see it,
impressive
to see it up close. Yeah. And you think about, I don't know, if you're not looking at the pictures, you just think, some like you said, canned goods and some creations. Okay.
Yeah.
But then when you kind of realize the certain cans that are being used because of the color theme, and you want this part to be blue. Well, it's like you got to use these certain cans that are the blue labels, and then it's pretty. There's a lot of work that goes into it.
How are they getting certain parts to stand up? I'm looking at the Saturn one right now. There's a whole ring of cans just floating around inside the thing. How does that happen?
They're pretty cool. It's one of them had kind of the the layout, kind of like the plans.
Oh, really?
And it was kind of showing, okay, 40 wide stacked here, and then this will be this. It is cool. Yeah. So if you haven't been over to check it out, that's what I'm getting at here. All right. Is go do it because it's worth walking around, and I think all of it's only over there until Friday.
Yeah, and also, of course, it's all to help out the Missoula Food Bank. It's a food drive, so make a canned good donation while you're there.
And when you're looking at all the creations, once they're done with them, all that goes to the food banks.
Love that.
Very cool. All right, CANdemonium over at Southgate Mall. It's going to be there through Friday. But yeah, if you get a chance, just go walk around and check it out. I guarantee you're going to see something and go, wow, that's cool.
That's wild.
That's cool. All right, we've got, if you can't make it over, we've got all the pictures for you. We kind of have a photo gallery of CANdemonium, which you can check out with your KISS FM mobile app or KISSFM.com. Nashville news for your morning. Your Music City 60 is right here with 94.9 KISS FM.
Bringing the where, the what, and the who. From Nashville straight to you. It's the Music City 60 on 94.9 KISS FM.
Country star Kelsey Ballerini is recovering from COVID. She tested positive just before she was supposed to co-host at the CMT Awards last night. The award show organizers scrambled yesterday to allow Kelsey to co-host virtually, while country star Kane Brown stepped in to help Anthony Mackie co-host from the stage in Nashville. Here are the winners of the CMT Awards for 2022. Male Video of the Year was awarded to Cody Johnson for Till You Can't. Cody also took home the award for CMT Digital First Performance of the Year for Deer Rodeo. Winner of the Female Video of the Year is Miranda Lambert for If I Was a Cowboy. The group duo winners are Maddie and Tay for Woman You Got. Breakthrough Video of the Year award went to Parker McCullum for To Be Loved by You. Winner of the Comeback Song of the Year, Taylor Swift for Love Story. And Collaborative Video of the Year winners were Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood for If I Didn't Love You. They also took home the award for 2022 CMT Video of the Year. I'm Tama Fulton. Catch you later.
And now you're in the know with Nashville. Smith and Nelson's Music City 60. 94.9 KISS FM. Newsy and noteworthy. And it's now on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, it is. What's newsy and noteworthy for your morning? And Krispy Kreme is running a pretty cool new deal where you can get a dozen original glazed donuts for the same price as a gallon of gas. Kind of playing on the idea that like gas prices are so high, but if you charge that amount of money for a dozen glazed donuts, suddenly that price doesn't seem so bad anymore.
Yeah.
So they're using the national average, which was $4.11 as of yesterday. A dozen glazed donuts at Krispy Kreme usually cost $8. That's almost half off right there.
There you go.
Doing it every Wednesday for 4 weeks, so it runs through May 4th.
And everything's better with donuts.
Absolutely.
Period. This is kind of crazy. Story about a Russian billionaire. The story says he paid $50,000 to have a favorite meal flown in from London over 2,500 miles.
Wow.
This is when you're a billionaire. I guess
you can just do that.
Saturday, you're bored. You're like, I wish I could have my favorite meal.
Right.
It says the Japanese meal alone cost $2,000. It was driven to and from the airports in a chauffeur-driven limousine, which I don't know why that would need to be a thing.
It was a Japanese meal, but it was taken from London?
It could be yeah.
Why not get it from Japan?
Maybe
if you're going that far anyway.
Maybe it was like 55,000. I just thought, you know what,
that's a little extravagant.
That seems crazy. Took 5.5 hours for the flight to send the food, and there you go, $50,000 $50,000 to have yourself lunch.
That's crazy. This is out of San Francisco. There was a driverless taxi that got pulled over by a cop recently, and it did not comply. The cop pulled the cab over at a red light, and again, no one inside it because it was a driverless taxi, and I guess there was no passenger inside at the time. And then during the stop, the car took off and started driving again, but didn't go far. It drove through the intersection when the light turned green, and then pulled over and put its hazards on. So I guess the taxi is owned by the self-driving car company. They say it did what it's supposed to do. Their self-driving cars are programmed to yield for police and then pull over to the nearest location when it's safe. And so I guess it wasn't like a safe location or whatever, so they zoomed ahead a little bit. Not really clear why it was pulled over in the first place, but still, just weird that it can do that.
I've never thought about the angle of, like, police pulling over a driverless vehicle.
Right, like what do you do?
Get into the window for the knock and like, God dang, come on. Another one with no driver.
Yep.
Apparently Netflix has a new feature, the 2 thumbs up button.
Yeah.
You see this? You can rate the programs. Give it 1 thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, or thumbs down. It says providing an additional way to tell us when you're really into something means a profile with recommendations that better reflect what you enjoy. We hope to end choice fatigue with the new features we're adding this year. So.
All right, fair enough. This is a story that's been kind of going viral on Reddit. I'm going to give it the caveat that I don't necessarily believe that this is a real thing that happened. I think it might just be somebody making stuff up, but who knows? But this woman on Reddit has been telling people that apparently she's got this fiance. They were supposed to go to this family reunion together. He didn't want to go, but he eventually agreed to and said that he would drive separately. Cut to the actual party. She says he showed up on time, hung out with the family, seemed like he was having fun, and then she realized what was going on. Her fiance has a twin brother who looks just like him, and he sent his brother there to fill in for him. Realized there was a twin, didn't say anything until the party was over. She drove home and found her real fiance sitting on the couch playing video games. And he acted like he had just beaten her home from the event.
Why would the twin want to go?
That's the thing. That's what I kind of want to know about, if this is a real story.
The only thing that makes me raise an eyebrow is is one, the guy doesn't want to go.
Right.
The only person that would want to go less to like a family function is somebody that it's not even the family.
Yeah, it doesn't. I have no obligation to be there. Why would I do this? Maybe the brother paid him.
That's what I was thinking.
That could be it. But yeah, it seems like she's pretty mad at him. Kicks him out of the house.
I hope it's true though, because that's great.
It's a pretty funny story, I think, if it is.
All right, final one. Man in Idaho just recently set a new world record by balancing a lawnmower on his chin for 30 minutes and 33 seconds.
Finally, we did it.
He beat the old record by 17 minutes.
Wow.
Domination right there.
That's pretty good.
He says, quote, the first 13 minutes were very painful. But when I got... I love the quote. He says, the first 13 minutes were very painful. But when I got to about 15 minutes, while still incredibly painful,
yeah,
I went into the zone. The world just seemed to fade away, and I felt like I could go longer than I previously thought possible.
Nice.
So there you go.
That's how you do it.
Do I hear 30 minutes and 34 seconds? Anyone? All right, that's what's newsy and noteworthy for your morning with KISS.
Where I get to hear my favorite country every day.
On Montana's country leader.
I love it.
I love it.
94.9 KISS FM. Driven by Carl Tyler Chevrolet.
Nelson in the morning with 94.9 KISS FM. Part of the morning brought to us by Taco Time.
That's right. Check out the fish taco at Taco Time, filled with crispy white fish, shredded cheddar, cabbage, and salsa fresca with creamy cilantro lime sauce. Available right now at Taco Time on North Reserve.
Local stories pulled from the KISS FM mobile app. This is what's going on around town on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, it is. What's going on around town, including 4 Missoula bars up for sale.
Yes, technically 4 bars, I guess is the way to call it, because it's really like it's one big building with a bunch of bars in it, right?
They all technically have different names.
Yes, of course, we're talking about the big one being the Badlander. The Badlander is up for sale, but that also includes Locals Only, the Golden Rose, and 3 on the Side, which each of those bars has kind of like a different atmosphere. And what I kind of like about that area, too, is because I'll go to the Badlander, you're there for a party, there for a good time. You get tired of the party? Maybe just hang out at Golden Rose for a while, or do their thing there, you know?
Bounce around a little bit. Part of the listing says, here is your once-in-a-lifetime chance to own and operate 4 bars, a full restaurant kitchen, a casino, and an off-premise beverage catering company, all under one roof. And don't forget that coveted liquor license.
Yeah, 1 liquor license for 4 places, which that's a pretty sweet deal right there.
All right, you can check that out. We have details with your KISS FM mobile app. One of the stories you'll find there. Another one, Earth Day, coming up next Friday.
Yes, it is.
There's a couple things going on around town. Good food store in Missoula from noon until 3 next Friday. Stop by. They'll have kind of some different people on site there. You can sign up to win some prizes. And Trees for Missoula is going to be handing out tree seedlings.
Oh, cool.
From noon to 2.
Nice.
So, go plant that. Help the earth. Also, this is kind of cool. We're all about freebies, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Love some freebies.
Garden City Compost. Hey, you need some soil? Same thing. Earth Day.
Nice.
Pop on in. Can give you a free bag of potting mix.
Love that.
And then after the first 50 are gone, bags will be half off. So instead of $6 regular price, it'll be $3.
All right.
There you go. A couple things happening for Earth Day next week. And then concert announcement yesterday.
Yeah, this is less of a country thing, more of an alternative crowd. Although I think the other guy, Andy Grammer, has a little bit of a country twang to some of his pop stuff. But Fits and the Tantrums, co-headlining with Andy Grammer at the Kettle House Amphitheater, and that's going to be happening Monday, August 22nd. And for those who don't know, Fits and the Tantrums have a Missoula drummer. John Wicks is from Missoula. He is the drummer for Fits and the Tantrums. They're known for some of their hits like Hand Clap and Out of My League. But John Wicks, also co-owner of Drum Coffee here in Missoula. I went to their show last year. They played at Kettle House Amphitheater last year, and it was pretty cool because they actually did a lot of stuff to connect it back to Missoula because, they had the drummer there.
Italian, yeah.
And so they brought his family out on stage. They had sort of a fake pageant for John Wicks and everything. So I'm sure something along those lines will be happening again.
Did he know about it beforehand?
That's a good question.
Or did the band surprise him with it?
I think he knew his family was going to be there. I don't know if he knew about the pageant kind of thing that they were doing. But,
had a little fun with him.
Yeah, exactly. So, that was a lot of fun. And so I'm guessing it's going to be a lot of fun again over at Kettle House. Plus, they're going to have Andy Grammer with them, which you may remember he had that song, Honey, I'm Good, from a few years ago. That was a big one. So, I think people are going to be pretty excited about this one.
Tickets going on sale Friday. LogjamPresents.com. Details there. Or we've got all the info with Fits in the Tantrums and all the other stories we just mentioned.
Everything else.
KissFM.com and your Kiss FM mobile app for more.
Montana's country leader, 94.9 KISS FM. It's Odds and Ends with Smith and Nelson on 94.9 KISS FM.
Yes, it is. Some odds and ends for your morning, and it was a few months ago that the Kmart in Hamilton shut down. We were one of the last 10 Kmarts in the country or something like that. Well, now Kmart in New Jersey shutting down this week. After that, there will only be 3 stores left.
Oh, man, they're just dwindling.
In the entire country. There will still be one in New Jersey. There will be one in Long Island and New York, and then one in Miami. And then that's it. At one point, there were over 2,000 Kmarts in the U.S. Now there are down to 3.
Where are they at?
The ones that are left?
Yeah.
New Jersey, Long Island, and Miami.
How do you even function with that few stores?
I have no idea.
To have shipping and trucks to
Right.
deliver. That's crazy.
It can't be super sustainable for that much longer. I feel like it's going to be like the last Blockbuster where it's like, oh, it's cool that there's a Blockbuster that's still around.
They're just holding out to see who can be the last one. It's like
Pretty
it's
much.
like Survivor with
Yes.
Kmart's. Who'll be the last one standing?
Pretty much.
New survey says 56% of Americans, more than half, don't know when this year's tax deadline is. That's a scary thought.
That
right
is
there.
not great.
56% of people, I don't know when taxes are due. I don't know. Which is, April 15th is the day you just don't. That's always tax day, right?
Yeah.
It's actually it's coming up on Monday, April 18th this year.
Okay, yeah, because of the Friday, the weekend and stuff. That makes sense. I mean, the last few years, it has been different.
It's been altered, yeah.
Yeah, because of COVID
There's extensions,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, so now I guess it's back to normal. There you go. This woman in Pennsylvania going viral after an ultrasound showed her baby daughter apparently giving her the finger, which is pretty funny. Yeah, you can see it on the ultrasound. You can see the photo. It looks like it is. It's her first kid. She kind of joked, like, well, she's already got a little bit of an attitude. There's also another shot from the ultrasound where she appears to be making a peace sign, though. So, two different multitudes of the same baby.
Hand gestures.
Apparently.
Great. Story that says Will Ferrell is joining the cast of the new Barbie movie. It's already going to have Margot Robbie as Barbie. Ryan Gosling's in there. America Ferrera, Kate McKinnon, and Will Ferrell joining the cast. No word on who will be playing.
Okay, interesting.
Apparently he's on board.
All right. Speaking of movies, they are making a Spirit Halloween movie. Apparently.
That's the store?
They're basing the movie on the store, Spirit Halloween. It's called Spirit Halloween. You guessed it. And as far as Christopher Lloyd is going to be in it, Rachel Lee Cook is also going to be in it. It's going to be about a Spirit Halloween store that pops up in a deserted shopping center, as they do. And then 3 middle school friends make a dare to spend the night locked in the store. And then things get spooky because the store is haunted by an evil spirit who possesses the animatronics.
Wow.
The kids have to figure out how to survive the night.
Man. You think they won't make a movie about anything?
Yep.
You can be proven
You'll be wrong
at any point. On this date, 1877, the catcher's mask was first used in a baseball game. There's some painful games before that. Man.
There was a lot of catchers getting hit in the face with baseballs, and they were like, you know what? We got to do something about this.
This date in 1989, Garth Brooks released his debut album. This is the day of the first Garth Brooks album.
Okay.
David Letterman, birthday boy today. He's 75. Al Bundy, Mr. Ed O'Neill himself, 76.
Wow.
A couple birthdays for the day. There you go. Odds and ends for the morning. It's KISS.
This spring, you get double dollars when you win cash. You've heard of seeing double, right?
Yes.
Well, we want you to hear double. Team up with a friend to make sure you get all the code words entered on our app to increase your chances of winning.
Just keep it right here.
Then when you win cash, it's $1 grand for you and $1 grand for your friend. Catch the code words at 20 past the hour. Workdays from 8 to 5. Open our app for full rules and info. Brought to you by The Advocates Injury Attorneys. You deserve an advocate.
94.9 KISS FM. Smith and Nelson in the morning and Smith and Nelson on demand from your free KISS FM mobile app. You can go back and listen anytime. Don't have the app? Download it for free as we check some good news stories for your morning.
That's right. Some good news stories happening around the country, and there's a stray cat in Denver named Socks that hangs around Coors Field where the Rockies play.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and she was in the news last year after someone caught her, and a vet did emergency surgery to remove a tumor and then released her outside the ballpark again. Just put her out the ballpark because she's too feral to be adopted out. But now, the cat's son is in the news. A self-described crazy cat lady managed to catch him just to get him neutered, but it turns out he is friendly enough to be adopted, so he's heading to a home, won't be on the streets anymore.
Oh, man.
It's a cool thing to see. Love that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that the cat's name is Socks. There's other baseball teams. You got the White Sox, the Red
Sure,
Sox.
yeah.
I think they could name it a name that kind of ties in more
Could
to the
name it
Rockies,
Rocky.
right?
Yeah, could name the cat Rocky.
There you go.
A wedding in England had to be canceled last minute on Saturday after the venue's roof caught fire, which that's not the good news part of the story. That's not great. But luckily...
Unless it's like the couple like, sweet, we got the rental for free now.
That could be it. But luckily, no one was hurt. The good news is the firefighters managed to rescue the wedding cake. They got the cake out of there. So I guess they could still have the party, just, there was no roof, whatever it was. But, yeah, there you go.
The cake was okay.
They fixed the cake. That was good. A fifth grader in New Hampshire sent a letter to his local fire department thanking them for what they do. He included all the money in his piggy bank, all $11 of it,
there you go.
as a donation.
Nice.
It's nice to hear about. And then finally, a 9-year-old boy, this happened in Boise, named Ben Miller, got to be interviewed by the news after raising $2,000 for the Idaho Humane Society.
Wow.
He did that by selling lemonade, cookies, dog treats. He's been donating in chunks for the past 2 years. His most recent lemonade haul was his biggest yet, $1,150.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I want to know what street corner he's selling on. Man.
That's going to be a high traffic corner right there.
Dang.
But yeah, some pretty cool stories kind of happening around the country there.
Lemonade cost you what? About $2 maybe to get the mix and put it together?
Maybe, yeah.
Well done. Love that though. 9 years old.
Definitely, that's great.
Making those big donations. How cool. All right. Good news stories for your morning with Kiss.
Morning on 94.9 KISS FM.
From Carrie Underwood with Montana's country leader, 94.9 KISS FM. Smith and Nelson in the morning. Nashville news is on the way with a recap of last night's CMT Awards. That in moments. First story you'll find with your KISS FM mobile app. Always have the Forbes list. This one, list of all the billionaires in the world.
Yes, Forbes releases their annual list of the richest people in the world. They put it out there this past week. And, that includes some familiar names on the list. Your Elon Musks, your Zuckerbergs, your Bezoses. But it goes pretty deep. I mean, they said there's over 2,600 people in the world who have over $1 billion.
That's an eye-opening number to me.
That's surprising.
I wouldn't think it was that high for
Right.
over $1 billion.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. And so in Missoula, actually, we have 2 of those people living right here.
Two of the 2,600.
2 of the 2,600 billionaires in the world live in Missoula. One of them is Dennis Washington, who has a net worth of $6.7 billion. Makes him the 350th richest person in the world, according to the Forbes list. And then Linda Pritzker, who has a net worth of $2 billion, ranked as number 1,513, all the way down. A parsley sum
Just
on the
an
list.
honor to be on the list.
Exactly, yeah.
Honor to be nominated.
Yeah, but yeah, we kind of have details on both of them and kind of their stories. I mean, Washington was the founder of this construction and mining company, which was purchased for like $3 billion back in 2007. And then
Has his name attached to the stadium.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even make that connection. So
really?
that makes sense.
Oh.
There it is. And then also Linda Pritzker. I mean, she inherited her wealth from her family. They built the Hyatt hotel business, but apparently she's like devoted her life to kind of donating most of that money, doing philanthropy, and studying Buddhism and doing that kind of thing.
So not really involved in the.
It seems like it. Yeah. I mean, she has she still benefits from the money, but
Sure.
Gets to kind of throw it around a little bit, which is cool. But we have 2 billionaires living in Missoula, according to the Forbes list.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it might be a while before we add another one, because it's pretty tough to make $1 billion. But if anyone wants to move to town, pay some rent for me or anybody else for a while, totally doable. At a certain point,
I'm sure they're just lining up for that.
At a certain point, you're going to need $1 billion just to be able to live in Missoula, based on the housing market.
That's sad. That's sad. It hurts.
Yeah.
All right. You want to check out more of the story and check out the complete list.
Yes.
I have the link and everything for you with your KISS FM mobile app. Your Music City 60 here for the morning with 94.9 KISS FM.
Bringing the where, the what, and the who from Nashville straight to you. It's the Music City 60 on 94.9 KISS FM.
Country star Kelsey Ballerini is recovering from COVID. She tested positive just before she was supposed to co-host at the CMT Awards last night. The award show organizers scrambled yesterday to allow Kelsey to co-host virtually, while country star Kane Brown stepped in to help Anthony Mackie co-host from the stage in Nashville. Here are the winners of the CMT Awards for 2022. Male Video of the Year was awarded to Cody Johnson for Till You Can't. Cody also took home the award for CMT Digital First Performance of the Year for Deer Rodeo. Winner of the female video of the year is Miranda Lambert for If I Was a Cowboy. The group duo winners are Maddie and Tate for Woman You Got. Breakthrough Video of the Year award went to Parker McCullum for To Be Loved by You. Winner of the Comeback Song of the Year, Taylor Swift for Love Story. And Collaborative Video of the Year winners were Jason Aldean and Carrie Underwood for If I Didn't Love You. They also took home the award for 2022 CMT Video of the Year. I'm Tama Fulton. Catch you later.
And now you're in the know with Nashville. Smith and Nelson's Music City 60. 94.9 KISS FM. You know, newsworthy nugget of the day with Smith and Nelson on 94.9 KISS FM.
Brought to you by Farside Sign, Missoula's leading full-service sign and custom vehicle graphic shop. Farside Sign in East 2200 block of South Avenue West.
Hopefully a little something you didn't know. We're trying to give you some fun facts. Well, we can all try and learn a little bit. It's the nugget for the morning.
Exactly, and this is kind of an interesting one based on what we think of it now. But did you know cheerleading started off as an all-male sport back in the mid-1800s? That was the whole thing. It was all men doing cheerleading, and it stayed that way until World War I, when the men went off to battle and the women had to fill in. And then I guess when they came back, the women were just like, okay, well, we're just going to keep doing this. That was kind of how it is. And now, I mean, there are still male cheerleaders, but it's much more rare than it used to be, for sure.
Yeah, you still have them in definitely college sports, like college football. They're kind of, they're the base of the pyramid. Yeah. They're throwing the ladies
exactly.
up.
Are there any pro football teams that have male cheerleaders?
That's what I was going to say, though, is once you kind of get to that next level in the pros, there's nothing.
Yeah, that doesn't really happen.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah, there you go. Cheerleading used to be an all-male sport. Needs to or not, now you know.